mean?
Right. I go to 9 to 5 every day too.
Same.
Absolutely. And that's what I'm saying. If we all can get up and do a 9 to 5, anybody on this app can do a 9 to 5. I saw he was a go-go dancer before, in the gay bars. Honey, go take your clothes off if you need to, right? You got to do what you got to do to support
Do what you got
yourself.
to do.
But don't beg for money. Don't beg for people for a place to stay. Don't hurt innocent people.
Well, and I've seen, like, even as a female, you know what I mean? Like, I've seen some of his lives where I'm like, oh, this is a trigger warning.
Right. And as a trans woman, I see him gay baiting the gay men. It's not okay.
Yeah, it's not only like verbal abuse, but just like almost like trigger warning. You're just like, oh my gosh, like this is like, why would anybody, like we're working so hard nowadays, you know what I mean? To be who we want to be and like work our 9 to 5, and like someone on TikTok is like, oh yeah, like I'm on a train, like I'm on a bus, like.
But remember
no offense.
this. All these people on this app, all these people like Nick and other creators that are on here, I call it the new way of panhandling, right? This app is a new way for people to panhandle. Right. We give them the platform.
And no offense, right. People like Jeff are being taken advantage of in situations.
Right. But if we take away that platform, then it's gone. They don't have it anymore.
Oh, sorry.
Well, it's funny because it's funny because I was warning him because I have an extensive law enforcement background. I'm gay, but I was like you're sleeping on the couch, blah blah blah. And I also have cameras throughout the outdoors and indoor of my house. And I said, these cameras aren't going to be turned off until I can trust you. They're motion activated. Not that I'd leave them alone in my house, but all at the same time, I was always like that.
You just have a good heart, Jeff. Like you really do. You really do have a good heart.
No, thank you.
Hey, Jeff.
Sorry.
They're wanting Gia in the box. I'm so sorry to interrupt. They're wanting Gia in the box. Gia is she requesting?
Well, I think Gia is him. What people are saying.
Yeah, that's what they told me. But now they're saying let her in the box. So I'm just relaying the message. I'm so sorry.
I say if it's him, let him in. Let him in.
It's funny because I pulled up TikTok on my desktop to block or do whatever, and the first thing I pull up is him with a video saying, trolls convinced Jeff to change his mind after I was already got on a bus. Now I'm on the way to Maine, and now where do I go when I get there? Which is not true.
That is not your issue.
Jeff,
right. I think he's going
to Washington, D.C. So all he has to do is take his little feet and get back on the bus in Washington, D.C. to go back to Greenville. So it's not like he's being...
Jeff, let this Gia person in. Let's see what they have to say. Because there's many of us in these boxes. Let's do the chat and go with the chat. Let's let Gia in.
So you guys are going to help me with this.
Oh, right? 100%.
We're here for you, Jeff.
AKA,
let's go.
And then I think Evil Teapot wants to come in as well. Evil Teapot wants to come in as well, they're telling me.
I say we
here she is.
She doesn't want to save me from all this.
We got
Here she is.
My girl.
Let's let Gia, aka Nick, in. Let's go. Let's
she's here to spill the tea.
Let's go.
Gia, so is Gia going by a different name? Like I can't.
It's like a flower picture I think she has.
AKA he.
Yeah, right there. You see that?
I see
Yeah,
it. Okay, hold on. Gia.
Let's go. Hey, Gia.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Oh, Gia's not Nick. Hello, Gia.
Okay, so I'm just here to say hello to Jeff and to prove a point that these trolls got in your head, Jeff. Because the whole time they're telling you that I'm Nick.
Yeah.
Like Nick has a lot
Oh,
of
boy.
like drug issues, and he told you, he was open with you on what
Yes,
his
he
issues
was.
were. You didn't even give him a chance. It's kind of
I
sad.
gave him
Just my opinion. It's not my
Gia.
life. It's your life,
Gia,
right?
go get your
Gia?
man. Gia,
Gia,
go get
real
your
quick.
man. He's free.
Gia,
Do you
would
have
you let
a
Nick stay
do
with
you
you?
have a couch that you could let
Hey.
Nick sleep on since you want to protect
I'm
him
in
so
Canada,
much?
sweetheart. He won't.
I am
come
too.
here.
Well,
I am
if
He
too.
you
won't
want to let
come
him on
here.
your
So what
couch,
do you want me
Gia,
to do? I
Gia.
You know why
told
he
him to
won't
speak to
come here?
Jeff
let
to
him
prove
go
a
on
You know
your
why
point
he
that
won't
couch,
come
girl.
here?
And
Let's
another thing, can I
go.
just make one more point before you
Let's
guys
go.
continue to talk? I was let into the box, so when I'm done speaking, then you can speak.
Oh,
Let's
honey,
all
that's
be
not how we
adults,
do it here,
okay?
sister.
Okay,
That's not
Nick
how we do
Jr.
it
first
here,
of all,
Gia. So first of all, Gia,
Nick
if you want to let
goes
him on
on
your couch,
subscribe.
Gia,
He
and
goes
you want to
on
potentially
sub
get killed,
only
that's
to
up to you,
control the
sister.
hate.
What you will not do is you will not come in this box,
Jeff,
and you
you
will
let
not
them
talk
get
down
into
to
your head.
anyone up in
I'm
this
Jeff
box.
said
disappointed,
no
man.
on
So
his
you are going to
couch.
Especially
silence yourself
knowing that
because we
you're a
don't care what you
cop.
got to say.
Why didn't you run
Gia.
his name? Why
Girl,
didn't
what
you
is
run
your
his
name,
name?
sister?
Here's
You
the
let him on
question,
your
though.
couch, girl.
My
Gia,
question
here's-
is, if you're in law enforcement, why didn't you run Nick's name and find out all these things that these trolls are telling you?
Trolls. Clearly, they're not
These
trolls,
trolls.
Gia, because
We're
they
not
post
trolls.
his life on the
Answer,
internet.
Jeff.
Jeff,
You're in
it's
law
okay. You don't
enforcement.
have
Why
to
wouldn't
answer.
you do a background check?
Gia.
Why would
Gia,
you
why
let
don't
a
you do
complete
your
stranger
research,
move into your
sister?
house?
Jeff,
One
you're
at a
totally
time.
answering
One at a
your
time.
question.
Girl.
Exactly. Thank you. One at a time.
One at a time. But Gia, honestly, and this is just straight up one at a time, we can all speak, right? We're all
Yes.
adults. But
Yes.
the thing is, right? I got up here and I let him know the facts about Nick. So maybe Jeff was in a situation where he just felt bad for this guy and his heart thought before his head did. And he thought, I'm going to really help this guy. But he hasn't watched Nick for the past 2 years like majority of us have. So
But
he
that's
needed
unfair,
some real.
though. Do you know what I'm saying?
I know.
That's
It is
unfair to
unfair.
put a human being on a bus, especially knowing that he's messed up in the head, especially being
but-
a Marine and being in law enforcement.
But,
why
Gia-
didn't you run his
Gia,
background?
would you let
Gia,
him
let me
on
ask
your
you a
couch?
question, girl.
And until you
Yeah.
let me in the box, you thought I was Nick, Jeff.
Gia,
I'm not. I'm a
I didn't
female
think
with
you
a
were Nick.
vagina. I'm a
Girl.
girl. I'm not Nick.
girl, here's the gag, sister. Here's the gag. Regardless of how this went down, okay? Regardless of how this went down, at the end of the day, Jeff's safety is number one, right?
Absolutely.
Jeff's safety is number one. And
Jeff's
it's his
safety
home.
is number one. I
Right.
agree with you. I agree
Yes.
with you on that. But I also think that paying for a person to get on the bus, he's halfway across the fucking country, and then leaving him stranded
Okay.
is not nice
Okay.
either.
Okay, Gia, but hear this out.
I'm trying to send him money. I feel bad.
Here's this
You know
out.
what though? Why don't you send all of Nick's victims money instead of Nick?
Oh,
You know
Why don't
what?
you
Nick is
let
on
Nick
there.
sleep
You know
on your
something?
couch, though?
People are
Oh.
innocent until proven guilty. His
Innocent.
charges were dropped.
Innocent.
If Jeff would do the kind
Innocent.
courtesy of running his name and
If
finding
Nick
out what
didn't
his
go on
criminal
the
record
internet to
is,
find
Jeff would know that,
strangers-
and Jeff would see that.
No, Nick shouldn't be going on the internet to find strangers he don't know, Gia. Okay?
That's what he does
Nick
for a
shouldn't
living,
do.
hon.
Well,
That's
guess
what he does.
what?
He does
Then
TikTok.
then guess what, sweetheart? It's called It's on Nick. It's not on Jeff, and it's not on any other victim that Nick was after. It's on himself, sweetheart.
Jeff made a conscious decision to
And Jeff
tell
canceled
him
the
that
decision
he can come
because
live in
he
his
can
home
cancel the
and
decision.
send him a freaking bus ticket and
But
put
listen.
this human being that's homeless on the bus.
Nick,
isn't Jeff's
Nick,
And
But
then
he's
changed
homeless?
his mind how many hours later?
No,
No, but listen,
girl.
Nick made the listen to this. Nick made the conscious decision to get on that bus knowing that chat and Reddit and everyone else that knows about him would definitely let Jeff know the truth while he was on that bus streaming, while Jeff went live. Nick knew that a thousand of us would be everywhere letting people know the truth about Nick.
Because that's what you guys do.
And that's
I'm not
Jeff's
saying that
fault?
Nick's
Save
innocent
people.
in anything, okay? He
The
has a lot
platform
of
protects
issues,
people,
but
Gia.
you guys embellish
platform protects
what
people.
he's done. You
You
guys
call them
embellish
trolls.
what he's done.
I call them protectors.
Thank
They're
you.
protectors.
Okay, protectors,
Yeah.
whatever you want to label him as.
Right?
At
You
the end
don't
of
want-
the day, we're
you
all
don't
human,
consider
and
yourself
that's
a troll?
wrong.
But
Okay,
wrong.
Gia. put it this way. Say it's
He
you.
keeps it on
Say
sub
it's
so that
you
he
for
can
a
control
sec.
the hate. Look at
But
this.
listen.
hate.
No, we don't need. This is not Nick's live. We don't need to control the hate because people have legitimate opinions. But just pretend
That
it's you.
Nick keeps
Pretend
it
that you
live
got on.
sub.
Pretend Nick
Because
went
you're
on
telling
sub.
people.
Listen,
you're telling
Nick goes-
Jeff that he
Listen.
keeps his stuff on sub only,
And
so that
this
people
is not
can't talk.
Jeff's
Exactly.
Do you
fault.
know
It's
why
not
Nick is
allowing
on
him in
sub
his
only?
home.
Do you know why Nick is on sub only?
To
Nick
make
is on
money,
sub
'cause that's
only
what TikTok
because
is
he's a
doing.
narcissist that can't handle the truth
No,
about himself.
honey, that's
Gia.
not
No,
what
it is,
Gia,
darling.
It sounds
is.
like you are love struck, sister. It
No,
sounds like you
I
are
am
love
not.
struck.
I'm happily
It sounds like
married
you
with
like
2
what
children.
you see,
Give me a
sis.
break.
And you know what, girl? Go off. You get your man, girl. Get your man. Get your man on your couch. Get your man,
I don't
honey.
have a man.
Because,
I have a
girl,
partner.
that's your man, sis.
I
That's
have
your
a
man.
partner.
Get your man, girl. Get
Okay,
your man.
so let me
And
ask
what
you-
you're not
man.
gonna do, sis.
I don't
What
have
you're
a
not
man.
gonna do is you're not gonna bash on someone who made the conscious decision what's best for him.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm not
So
that
guess
Gia.
what,
on
sis?
him.
Why don't you
I
take
asked
yourself?
him a question
Why don't
and
you
you won't
take
let
yourself
him
out this
answer.
box? Because ain't nobody
I asked him
agree
a
with
question.
you, girl.
Jeff,
And
I asked you a
listen,
question.
he don't have to
and you
answer
didn't
your
answer.
question.
I'm still
sis.
waiting. Do you want to shut up and be an adult?
Here's my question for you, Gia. Say if you were
Yeah.
Jeff. Say if that you had a moment of I want to help somebody and I want to be the bigger person and help somebody today, and that you
Yeah.
had someone on the way to your house that you didn't know too much about, but in that moment you thought I'm going to help someone. Wouldn't you appreciate if people came up to let you know the absolute truth about what you were headed for and who was about to show up at your
Absolutely.
house? So that's what happened
Absolutely.
here.
And to
But
sleep
what
in
I'm
your
telling
home.
you is I would never do that. He's a Marine and he's not a police officer as far as he's saying.
That
Okay?
is so disrespectful.
It's not disrespectful. It's an honest
It
freaking
is.
question. Why wouldn't you run his name? Why
Because
wouldn't
he
you run
didn't go
his
on his
background?
computer and run his name.
Yes,
But-
he's a, Jeff, tell them.
All right, just
do that.
all right. Well, just give me 1 second.
I've
here.
dated an officer
So-
before.
Let Jeff talk.
You're able to
It
do that.
is, it is criminal in the United States for me to take a name and run it through the national.
It's criminal, but you can do it. It can be done. You're not
Oh,
going
I
to just
can
let
do
some
it,
strange guy
definitely.
that
But
is
all
is
those-
showing you he's not all
those
there.
Backgrounds are
You can
true.
clearly see that Nick is not all there. Okay.
And you're just proving
No,
our
and I
point,
could see
Gia.
Okay?
he's not
Exactly.
You
all
put
there.
him
You're
in
proving
his
our point,
house
yeah.
and put him on
I
the bus and
prepared
send him
him
across the country.
You're
for the
pro-
worst
you're proving
case
our point,
scenario.
girl.
I'm not proving nothing.
You are
My
proving the
point
point.
is
Gia.
Why would he
You
put
put an
someone on his
unstable person
couch
on a
when
bus
you're
that's
saying that
homeless,
he's not
and
all
now he's
there,
stranded.
Gia, girl? Listen
So
to
here's a
yourself,
question,
sweetie.
Gia.
He's
As
not
another
homeless.
woman,
People like
as
you
a woman-
continue to pay for his hotel room.
Yes. And as a woman, Gia, are
That
you
would've
sitting
been
up
better.
here supporting someone that is absolutely someone that commits domestic violence? If you've watched Nick, you see what he treats Mariah like, and I'm not saying that
Verbal
she's
abuse.
innocent. But if you watch him, you see what he's like. So as a woman, are you sitting up here defending someone
You're
like Nick?
misunderstanding what my point is. I am not defending what he does. I don't agree with what he does. Like I just stated, he's clearly not okay. He
Hey, Gia, I
has
have an
mental and
idea,
drug
girl.
issues, okay? And other issues. What I'm defending is, and what I feel bad for is that he's homeless. He was put on the bus, sent across the frickin' country, and now he's stranded. That's what I think is wrong. You
Well,
don't
just
do
so you
people
know,
like that.
he was only going to Washington D.C., so he could have easily got
Okay, but
transferred.
Jeff, even if
But
he
now,
was going
but
an
now,
hour
hold
away,
on. Let
he
me
doesn't have
speak,
money to get
Gia.
back.
You've had enough time to speak. Hold on.
Right? Because you don't like what I have to say.
No, have I spoke at all? Hello, I've had like 10 seconds in this whole
Okay, but
thing.
I wasn't done making
But
my
the bottom
point.
line is,
Because everyone
Gia,
thinks I'm defending him, and
this
I'm not.
guy is already trying to turn this over on me, saying that his latest post is saying
Yeah.
that he if he's able to get a transfer, he's going to go see his mother because he doesn't want to live with a strange man. So he's already trying to turn this back on me already, which people warned me about. Thank you.
But that's
Evil
his.
teapot.
See, here we go. That's his immature way of dealing with being rejected.
Gia, we need to rent
And
your
so,
background, girl, because you sound
is it-
crazy as crazy,
Crazy.
sister. We need to run
Crazy,
your
crazy.
background. You sound crazy.
So, and is it, Gia, is it better for, even though that Nick is on a bus and whatnot, and I was watching Nick when he went live, he's found somewhere else to stay. He came in this chat, let everybody know also that he's found somewhere else to stay. So Nick is not stranded. And the thing is, he didn't have a second thought when he left his girlfriend stranded today in a hotel
Have you
while
been
she was
watching
trying
his
on.
lives?
Absolutely.
She did not want to work or anything. She's just as much to blame as he is. They're both scamming everyone. That's what they do.
So you want
Absolutely.
So you're
That's what
fine.
they do.
Summer.
Okay, so
Make it
I'm
make sense,
confused.
Gia.
You're
Make it make
confused.
sense.
That's what I'm trying to tell
Make
you.
it
That's
make
what they
sense,
do.
Gia.
They're drug addicts. They're homeless.
Ding, ding.
They're not
Gia, we
Ding,
You don't
ding.
do that
know.
to people.
Ding ding, and you
We
would let them stay on your
know.
couch.
Gia for the win.
We know,
Gia,
Gia,
you're
thank
supporting
you.
their habits, girl. You're supporting their habits.
You're sending him
You
money,
are
and you
enabler.
just said that you sent him money. You sent
I
him
said
money
I'm
knowing
going to
he's a
try
drug
to
addict.
send him money. But if
Yeah, and you know that
you know
he's
where it's
has a
gonna go
ride
from.
You know
or
that
he
he's
has
a
a way
drug
back
addict.
to somebody, then I won't.
Guess what? You know he's a drug addict. When you send a drug addict money, guess what they're using it on? It
Hello?
ain't toothbrushes and toothpaste. Let me tell
Hello?
you that. It ain't.
I hear you, babe.
Yeah, I know it's not toothpaste and toothbrushes. I understand
But you sending
that.
the money, girl. But you sending the money.
My whole point with me commenting on this live was I just didn't think it was nice to put a homeless person, drug addicted, abusive, an asshole, or whatever he is, on a bus and then just halfway there or however long far away he
Gia,
is, he
you
can't
know
come
what's
back. I think that's a shit
disrespectful?
thing to do to somebody.
You know what's
Sorry.
disrespectful is taking someone who has a kind heart like Jeff and sending money
my God,
and
Legion,
trying
I
to
almost
offer
died.
a home to somebody and
Yeah.
realizing that they shouldn't be in their home.
Yeah. And we just saved Jeff from a lot of, sorry, I got flagged. We just saved Jeff from a lot of trauma that he would go through by having
Jeff
Nick at
is
his
not
house.
stupid.
Just because he was
Let
trying to be a
alone-
good person.
Let alone the police showing up and him having false
Jeff
accusations
is the
against
police.
him. Like Nick
Jeff
is
is not stupid. Jeff is not stupid. Jeff laid out the rules.
No,
for
Jeff
Nick.
is smart.
Okay, exactly.
So what do you mean?
The only thing that I thought was wrong with this whole situation was
You just started
the
to
halfway
talk.
there stranding the guy. I think that's like a little bit wrong.
And Gia, that was never his intentions, right? His intentions were never to strand the guy. His
No,
intentions
but people
were
got
pure.
into his head the same way
No,
people
no, no.
were saying that I
People
was
didn't
Nick.
get into his head. People showed him the light. Because
Yeah.
do you want to see Jeff on the first 48 hours? I don't.
I don't
Oh,
either.
he's not
I
gonna
don't.
do
Well,
that.
Can I
Take
say
him
something?
out.
Can I say
Oh my
something?
God.
Can I say something, please? Please,
Yeah.
please. All right. Now this is for everyone. Now I'm gonna be with Jeff on this because number one, I know what it's like to have people around that's an addict or were addicts or that died from addiction. And Jeff's doing the right thing by pushing them away. Now, Gia, if you cared so much about this individual, why didn't you open your door? You're talking all this BS in regards
I
to
have.
his
I'm in
addiction
Canada.
and
He
all
won't
this
come
other
here.
BS,
Let her
but you did
talk.
not sit there and say, come to my house. But
I
you're sitting
told
there
him
still
you can
putting,
come to
wait,
my house,
let me
but I'm in
finish talking.
Canada, and he
Let
won't
me
come
finish
here.
talking, Chick.
Get him
Let
a
me
hotel,
finish
sis.
talking,
Get
Chick.
him a hotel, sis. Get him a
Let me
hotel.
finish talking
Hold
here,
him up, girl.
girlfriend. Let me finish talking here, okay? Because I'm gonna tell you this right the fuck right now. You need to shut your trap up because you sound like an idiot because you're sitting there putting his ass down, talking all this BS about this Nick guy, but yet you want Jeff to put him in his home? Are you dumb?
I never
Are you
said to
fucking
put him in
dumb?
his home, you
Preach.
stupid bitch. Watch how you
Ew,
talk.
ew,
That's
watch
number
your
one.
mouth, Gia.
Watch how
You
you talk to me
nasty.
because I haven't
Jeff,
called
you're
you
amazing. I
nasty.
hope you
Gia,
hear me.
watch your mouth. You
I
nasty.
haven't
you're
called you one name.
amazing.
Listen,
Have
it's
I?
very
I haven't
obvious.
said your name.
It's very obvious that you're a
Ooh.
Nick fan, that you
Right.
are a Nick fan.
I'm
Your
a human
behavior,
He's the
fan.
enabler. She's an
behavior
I'm a
enabler.
is
human
Nick.
being fan. You
Gia,
don't
why
put
don't you
not.
just
somebody on
close
the bus
yourself out
and
the
then
box
halfway there
because,
decide you're
girl,
not going to let
you
them come.
lost
That's a
it.
shit thing to do.
Gia, you need a 5150, honey. And if you don't know what that is, that's a padded room. That's what you need.
Good.
That's
Let
Okay.
Nick
You've
go
been
to
there
Washington,
before with your
5150
mother.
Gia.
Shut the fuck
Summer
up.
girl,
Let Nick
I'm
go
an
to
AZ.
Washington,
We're about to get drinks
D.C. Let him
tomorrow.
get
Girl,
picked up
yes,
by whomever
yes.
the hell he wants because he's
5150
basically
Gia.
prostituting his ass out there, okay?
Hello.
He
Say
told
it.
Jeff that's what he
Say
does,
it.
and he's going to need a room to do
Say
it, and
it.
Jeff was okay with
Gia.
it.
He did not tell me that.
He told you that he masturbates on live and
Ew,
sends it to
Gia, why are
people.
you
We
so
were watching, Jeff.
graphical?
Have you lost your
he's-
We
mind?
were watching, Jeff.
Only Gia
Stop
will know because
drinking, Jeff,
she's probably
because
watching
you know what?
him
The
do
beer's
it.
getting to you.
You know,
That's
I
exactly
think,
what's
Gia,
happening.
I
Nasty
think,
mouth,
I
girl.
think the
Told you that
summary.
when you guys went live on FaceTime, and he
Oh,
was
Gia.
live, we were
How do you
watching
know
your
somebody?
interaction.
Gia, are you
Okay.
related to him?
And that
girl?
he sells his
You're
freaking
related.
movies or whatever
Are you
for
an aunt?
$60.
Are you a
Remember
sister?
Sabrina,
that?
I see you, girl.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
the bottom line
Oh,
is,
Lord.
yeah,
I see you.
the bottom
Yeah.
line is, if
Remember?
you are this upset, if you're this upset that Jeff got told the absolute truth, then you need to go support Nick, get him a hotel for the night, and
Say
let
it.
him cry on your shoulder
Say it.
because
I'm not
Jeff
upset that
is not
Jeff got
having
told
him at
the
his house.
truth. All
Say it.
I stated in the chat, and I got jumped on for it, and that's why I'm in the
No.
box.
We spoke facts, Gia. We
is
spoke facts.
I'm not even speaking to you, sweetheart.
I don't care who you speaking to, sweetheart, because
go
you're
to
gonna
your
speak to
padded
me
room with
today,
your mommy,
Gia.
'cause you have
You're
daddy
gonna speak
issues.
today, sis.
You obviously have daddy issues, okay?
And you
Don't
have Nick
address
I
issues.
think
You
you're
know
the
what?
one that's
And
got
so do
daddy
I,
issues.
Gia, and you have no
I love
right to
daddy
call that
issues,
shit
Gia.
out.
Yeah,
But
you do.
Yes.
You do.
You're an
Yes,
amazing
Gia.
person. I hope you hear me.
You
You're
do.
still doing
'Cause
great,
you're all
Jeff.
missing the
You did the right
fucking point.
decision.
Yes,
Yes,
Gia.
Jeff. The
Okay,
1000% great
Gia.
decision.
Gia,
You have a
you-
lot to
Hey.
do, Jeff.
Jeff, you're an
You bring
amazing
an addict
person. I
to
hope
your
you
home.
hear me.
mentally unstable, drug addicted person to your home, buy him a bus ticket, and then halfway through,
Gia, we
decide you're
heard
not
this
gonna
already.
frickin' let
We
him
heard
come.
it.
If your
We heard
decision
it.
is to let
We
him
heard
let
it,
him,
You're a
Gia.
bitch.
for him not to go to your home, the
Oh
decent
my
thing
God,
is to send
Me
him
dude.
and
back.
Summer are about to have go brunch and lunch
Right.
and dine and
Gia,
wine,
Gia.
dude,
That's the
tomorrow.
thing to do is send him
Gia,
back
we're
home.
over it. We're over
you know
your
what?
talking.
Babe, I'm in
You said
Arizona.
it. Gia, bye,
Gia, for
girl.
Nick,
Bye,
for
sis.
Nick, all I got to say about Nick is karma's a bitch for what
Yes.
he's done on this app and to everybody.
Oh, most
And he got
definitely.
a taste. He got a
I'm not
taste of his
disagreeing
karma
with
tonight.
that. I'm not disagreeing with that. Do you see what I'm saying? I am not disagreeing with that.
Gia, how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
Why? What does my age have to do with that?
I'm just asking.
Bye.
I could be 20, I could be 50. What does my age have to do with anything?
I'm just
I'm
asking
ignorant.
because I'm working a 9 to
Sounds more
5.
like 50 to me.
I'm working a 9 to 5.
My opinion is still going to be the same.
It's not your opinion. I was just asking.
Gia, girl.
I was just asking, babe.
Right, sis. Just answer the question.
Like,
Right.
I was just asking because I work my ass
So I get a violation
I'm in my
warning.
20s, so.
Whatever. Whatever.
What do you
It's
mean?
just wrong. You don't like, you're
Okay, Gia.
You're
Okay,
not.
Gia.
Kick her
You
out.
have a
Kick
good
her
head
out.
on
Kick
your
her out.
shoulders.
She's gonna
Yeah.
Why
violate
would you
everybody.
Bye,
invite a
Gia.
drug
Here for
addicted,
Jen.
Violate everybody.
disabled person
Bye,
into your
Gia.
home?
Sorry, babe.
Bye,
Why would you do
girl.
that?
Nice.
Bye, girl.
And then halfway through,
Block her. Block
Bye,
her.
girl.
oh, you're not coming.
Bye, Gia. You go get your own money to him. Bye, girl.
Jeff,
Gia.
you're
Okay,
an
honey,
amazing
she's
person.
muted.
I hope you know that. I
Oh,
hope you
God.
hear me.
Well,
Thank
ladies,
you.
let's
All right,
clap
she's
around here.
gone.
She's gone. Oh, my
Finally.
God.
You
That
don't
woman
deserve that negative
is
energy.
crazy.
Yeah, and Jeff, please remember that you did the right thing. You might feel
Yes, you
bad
did,
for
babe.
a bit because you have a big heart. You might feel bad, but trust me, in the long run, you just saved yourself from being completely dragged through the mud. He's already dragged you when he went live. And I know you were on here, so you probably didn't see it, but as soon as he went live, he already started dragging you. And that's just a taste of it. When he was blowing up your phone, when he was doing all of his narcissistic behavior, trust me on this, you saved yourself tonight from having to deal with the next couple weeks of him using you and threatening and doing whatever he can to bring you down and having police at your house. You saved yourself a whole shitload of headache.
Your
No.
energy is more than anything.
But you got,
Jeff.
I mean, you as people saved me. I mean, I was just being,
And trust me, that
Tell
galaxy
me.
was worth it to get up here and let you know about what you were just about to do.
Jeff, tell me you didn't give him your address. Tell me you didn't give him your address.
Oh God, no.
Oh,
Good.
thank God. Thank the Lord, honey.
No, he has no clue
Bless
where I
you.
live. But it's funny because, like, as I was telling people earlier, is when I pulled up the TikTok, is the first thing he said. He was like, "Oh, I got stranded, and I didn't want to go stay with this old nasty guy, anyways, or some bullshit like that."
Ew. No.
So he was already throwing me underneath the bus. But I mean, thank God he's not here doing it.
Well, and that's why, Jeff, he started blowing up your phone as soon as you opened boxes. That's why he started going nuts, because in a million years, Nick would never let people come up and tell him about himself in a box. So that's why he was trying to shut it down, because he knew that you were about to get told all about him and what you were about to do. And he was terrified that your mind would get changed. And thank God it did.
Yeah.
No, I'm so grateful to everyone, because if I had somehow something told me to open the boxes, and I just, at first I was like, well, let people speak, and it saved me. My God.
Yeah, I honestly couldn't believe you did it. I was like,
Yeah, I
"There's
am so grateful. Like, something was watching over me to do it, and whatever it was.
And just be careful, Jeff, because this guy might try to blackmail you, try to exploit you.
Well, I mean,
Just remember-
luckily he doesn't. The most information he has on me is my phone number and my
Hey,
TikTok. I mean,
Jeff, can you check your boxes? Is there a Nunya in your boxes? There's a Nunya that wants to come up to have a little bit of taste. Let Nunya come up for a quick sec.
Come
We'll
on,
do-
Nanya.
we'll do Gina
No.
round two
Ding,
here.
ding, 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 ding.
Come on, Nanya.
This would have been a major, major nightmare for you, Jeff. Can I explain? If I would have known my husband was an addict, I would have never married his punk ass. I mean, he's dead now. I mean, think about his black humor, dark humor. But it's the shit that he dragged me through. If I would have known, I would have walked away within seconds. But he hid it. But Nick's not hiding it. He's proving to everybody. And for people to sit there and to try to make you feel bad, don't. You did the best thing ever. You could have lost your house, your job, everything, money. You could be dead, like Summer said earlier.
Yeah.
You could have been on the first 48 hours. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
this is some serious
Nunya
shit.
has a J. Nunya has a J as their picture. Jeff, they have a blue circle and it has
oh,
a J.
I see him now.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's get Nanya up in here. Ding, ding, ding.
And
Hey,
then
It's honestly, it's just so scary, like what kind of person he is and like his
Right.
mentality.
Very, very scary.
Hey, Nanya,
Okay.
welcome.
Give us your opinion, Nunya.
Okay, so I would take Nick in because I've seen this from the beginning. I know Nick for like 2 years. I've watched him. I was once a mod for him. I was also a mod for one of his friends, and I've seen this. I know his ways, and I was happy for him today. I was like excited, and then I get off live for like an hour. First, it's like, oh, I'm excited. You're almost here. You're in North Carolina. Like you're 23 hours away, and then it's like, oh, he's not coming because this guy, Jeff, obviously knew his situation. How could you let someone invite them to your house not knowing who they were as a person before you let them in? He knew the full tea, okay? And then all of a sudden, other people get in his chat. He was just protecting himself, but he knew that before he was inviting him and bought a $160 bus ticket. He knew what he was
I did
doing.
not. Why would I
No.
buy a bus ticket if I knew the full
Jeff?
tea?
Jeff
You-
didn't know
I
the
was
full
watching Nick's
details.
live from the minute that he went live. The minute Jeff was
Yep.
like, I offered, and Nick's like, no. And then he was like, well, I gave you an out. And he was like, okay, let me give him a chance. I watched it from that second.
I did too.
So how
I'm-
are you
I'm
going to go
all
from
for
that?
it.
And then 3 hours later, nah, because a T-Page
Because-
gets on. So he fell into the TikTok drama. He knew what he was doing. He wanted clout. He told Nick, we could hear Jeff on the phone. When Nick was on the phone, Nick said that no one could hear. You're not on live. I have it up to my ear. We could still hear Jeff's voice. And he was
But
saying,
Jeff-
oh, I want 10,000 followers. I want 10,000
Yeah.
followers. I'm like,
And that's
I'll
great.
back off on blah, blah, blah. Like, we heard him. He was
But-
all
and
over
that's
the
For
app.
followers though, Nanya. On this app, everyone wants followers. So you can't
No.
try to guilt Jeff because he
No.
wants a following.
At this point, I'd rather do
not.
10,000
never
followers
allow
than
someone
him
for
getting
2
killed.
years.
Nanya,
If you followed
and-
Nick for 2 years, then you know he's back.
Yeah.
Yes,
and
I
Nanya,
know.
the
That's
thing
what
is,
my
I got
point.
up here.
But that's
I
my
got up
point.
here.
If
Yeah,
if
hang
he
on.
was watching or I was watching for 2 years, you know
Summer,
who he
I'm
is,
in your boat.
and you are gonna
you.
watch them, know who they are, and then give them a bus ticket. So they're halfway across the country
Jeff has
right now.
watched. Jeff has
Girl.
watched.
They're going
Hang
to
on.
Washington and back. If I went one state over and back, I'd be
Ooh,
traumatized.
she heated.
Listen,
Girl, calm
Jeff,
down.
She
Jeff
heated.
has watched
She's gonna
Nick.
have an
Is this
aneurysm.
Gia?
Okay, guys,
No, it's
Jeff
not
has
Gia.
watched Nick for
My name
8
starts
weeks.
with a J, not a G.
Yeah, Nanya. Jeff
Nasty.
has
None of your
watched
business.
Nick.
Ooh,
Okay,
Nanya
so
Jeff
are you
does
going to
not
be
deserve
quiet?
in our business.
Yes, I'll be
We
quiet.
all listen
Talk.
to you, right?
I'm not
So
gonna start
Jeff,
crying. What the fuck?
Jeff has watched Nick for 8 weeks, not 2 years like the rest of us. I used to be Nick's disappointed
That's
grandma.
funny,
I've
because
been in Nick's chat
You obviously
forever.
didn't watch
I
Nick's
know it.
live because Jeff said, I've watched this drama for 2 years. He said that. I have it on recording.
I did not say
He
that.
didn't.
Yes,
He
I swear
said
on my
8
children's lives, you said
did not
Okay,
say
you saw
that.
the Mariah drama for 2 years. You said he's
Girl,
been in
you
this
defending
situation
a
for 2 years.
man that left his woman alone to fend for
I
herself
don't
with no
give a
place to
fuck.
stay.
That
You
doesn't
left him-
matter.
No,
he still
it
bought
doesn't
a
matter.
bus
Yeah, it
ticket
doesn't
for him
matter.
knowing
Jumping
these
at
things.
Jeff, but you want to support someone that left a woman alone and said, "Oh,
But
too
he
bad,
just
so
left
sad."
Nick alone. So how is he any better? He knew
Sucks
who he
to
was
suck,
when he
right?
bought the bus ticket.
Sucks
Yes.
to
Oh,
suck.
you're crazy.
And guess what?
Are you gonna buy his
got
hotel
up here.
tonight?
You're crazy.
I got
He can
up
come
here
to my
and I
house.
explained.
Nanya, buy him a
He can come
hotel
to
room,
my
girl.
house
Give him
in
some
Indiana.
money. Give him some
Welcome to
cash,
Indiana,
right?
Nick.
Nanya.
Listen, I hope Nick takes you up on that offer, and I
Yeah.
hope really you get a good taste of Nick when he
Me
gets to your
too.
house.
I wouldn't see
Yes.
Nick because my house is so fucking big. So
Is
tell me
it,
I'm there.
Nanya?
Wow,
Is it?
that's amazing.
Oh.
Is it, girl? It sounds
Oh,
like you
brother.
want to see
Come
him,
on,
sis.
come to Indiana. I'll live stream everything.
Good, and I hope, I wish you the best.
We'll pass.
When Nick is doing drugs in your bathroom and he starts
I
beating
wouldn't see
on
the
you, I
bathroom because I'm
really
in a
hope
3-story
you do that.
house. Bring it. I
Are
don't
you,
give a fuck.
Nanya? Nanya, we don't care where you live
He
or what
doesn't
you
do
have,
drugs.
sis.
He does kratom and weed, which is both illegal
No,
in Indiana.
sweetie.
You're joking,
Where
right?
have you been 2 years? Where have you been
Did
2
you,
years?
were you there
Where
for
you
his
been?
meth bender in Louisiana? If you
How
watch
long
it
ago
all
was
the
that?
time?
Do you hold people? Do you like keep people from their past? Like he hasn't been
It
that
was
person.
a month
past,
ago.
sweetheart. This
It
is
was
the
a
present.
month ago.
This is the
1
present.
month
sweetie.
ago.
I've been watching
He was
him
on
a
the
month
bender.
ago. He was not on meth a month ago.
Are you
Girl.
joking? He admitted it
Girl.
on his live that he
Show
was
me.
on a meth
Girl.
bender.
Show me.
Nanya, are you okay?
DM me.
None your business.
Yeah, none of your
Please,
fucking business.
Are you okay?
I'm great.
Are you
I feel
though, girl?
bad that someone is
No.
halfway across the country because a guy lied to
Then
him.
go get
Have
him.
put him up in a
He's a
hotel.
grown-ass adult.
You got so
Grown
much
ass
money,
men
girl.
are not.
Put him in a
Are you
hotel.
okay?
Take him
But
back
go get
home.
I don't
Give
have
him a
money
plane
for a
ticket,
hotel, but
sis.
he can come to my house.
Nanya,
You don't
Perfect.
have
you
Let him
are
have your
obviously
hotel.
not a part
Let's
of
go.
bad
You have a
chat.
big
You are
house.
not a part of bad chat. You certainly
I
subbed
don't
to
know
me.
what bad chat means. I don't.
Well, if you don't know what bad chat is, then you
Right.
have not watched Nick for 2 years. If you don't know
I
what
have.
bad
I
chat
just
is.
don't
Bad
go into the
Nanya.
drama.
Bad
I watch people
Nanya.
for who they are. I don't go into Reddit and all your drama.
Keep
I
in
don't do
there.
that.
Keep
Well,
out
clearly you're in
All
the
I'm
drama.
saying is
sis.
I feel bad for a guy
Clearly
who
you're in
has
the
nowhere
drama,
to go,
girl.
and you guys just left him halfway across the country.
Good. Guess
Yeah,
what?
you said that,
Nick
bro.
hopped on a bus. Nick hopped on a bus knowing
Yes.
that every person
I
would
heard
let
the
Jeff
convo.
know about Nick.
I
So
heard
They
the
Nick
paid for him
convo.
to get home.
Wait,
But-
T-Page, wait, let me ask
But guess
Nanya a
what?
question.
Jeff said he
Nanya,
didn't care about
How
that
old
drama.
is Nick? How old
Jeff
is Nick,
didn't.
Nanya?
2 hours ago, Jeff
31.
didn't care about that drama. He said, "Ignore the drama, block them."
How
mute
old
them.
is Nick, Nanya?
31.
He's 31 years old?
But Jeff said
He's 31
2
years old.
hours ago.
So he is a grown man.
Okay,
that
Mr.
makes
Summer,
his
can you ever
own-
shut the fuck up?
What
Jeff
makes his
told
own
us 2 hours
decisions.
ago he didn't care about the drama.
He makes his
Just
own
keep it.
decisions. He's a grown man,
for you.
sis. Grown man to make his own decisions, okay? But you love
And
him
go
so much, so
find-
why don't you drop, like you did,
thank
and
you.
why don't you go buy him a hotel? Adios
Yeah,
to the
so
next round.
And I don't
Yeah,
know if
right.
everybody realizes, but the people that get up here and the people that are in the chat supporting Nick and saying that Jeff did the wrong thing and I did the wrong thing by coming up here, you're obviously just like Nick. You sound like him when you get up here. You have his exact type of mentality. You guys all fit together. So I hope you stick with Nick. I hope you support his habits.
You're the only
I
one
hope you're
sticking
there
with Nick, girl.
every every step of the way for Nick, because everybody else that's normal, that sees what he's like, that sees the kind of master gaslighter he is and narcissist, we all know the truth about Nick. You guys are all
Exactly.
completely oblivious to what he's doing to people, and you support this type of behavior.
Ladies, be careful. I just got mass reported and restricted.
Oh, me too.
So
Me
be
too.
careful.
Yeah, we have
The
like
haters are mass reporting as we speak. And all I can say is, honey, listen, if you have to mass report, that says enough about you people. Go to Nick's chat.
we have
Go to Nick's live.
3 live visibility restrictions.
Oh, it just means that you're live, like it won't be visible to a lot of people, but you have 1,000 people in here. You're doing great, Jeff. And congratulations for all the followers you gained. At least you gained something out of
We
this.
love
So
you,
thanks, Nick.
Jeff.
Yeah,
No,
dude, kudos to you. I want to
Oh,
be your
Joey,
friend in
can you
real
let
life.
Joey up? Joey wants a turn up here. Can you see if Joey's in your box? We'll give him one turn.
Let's see. Is it Joey?
Hey, Jeff, if you need me to drop, just let me
Joey
know.
Dez?
Let's see, Joey, what's your name?
Yeah, if anyone needs me to drop, I can drop.
Yeah,
Yeah, just let me know if we need to drop. If you need me to drop.
No, there's no.
Okay,
No,
Joey.
he's-
Hi.
Nice tats.
Hey guys.
Hey,
I'm
drop
not-
your tattoos.
Hi, Joey.
Guys, I just really want to see Nick do better, man, because I've had a lot of friends, get lost to drugs or violence and stuff. And, I just don't want to be judgmental, but I just think Jeff just should have, maybe made sure he was sure before he sent him out there. Because now I feel bad for the dude, because after all, he is just a human. And I feel bad for Jeff too, but it's just, I really wish none of this never happened, to be honest, because it is rough and it is rough out there for a lot of people. And, I wish no hate towards none of you guys, but, I just wish it all would have never happened, because it is.
Who in their
travel.
right mind even goes and lives with a stranger? You know what I'm saying?
I know, but it is hard times, and he is looking for a place to live. So I understand where he's coming from. It's not easy out there, but I appreciate what Jeff was trying to do, man. You seem like a nice guy, Jeff, but it just seems like a shitty situation overall.
But Joey, you got to say yourself that even though Nick has somewhere to go right now, he's come in the chat, he's let everyone know that he has somewhere to go. So I mean, you have to say for yourself that even though you feel bad for Nick, if Nick would have shown up at Jeff's house and in 2 weeks' time, Jeff is up on false charges, he has trolls everywhere, his personal information is being posted everywhere, you would feel bad for Jeff. So yes, it was a misjudgment.
I'm just optimistic, and I'm just hoping for the best for everyone, man. But I really hope the best for you guys and Nick and all of you guys, man. But I just don't
Joey
want to be
just has a
judgmental.
good heart, too.
And Joey, just know we don't want anything bad for Nick, right?
I know.
We don't want
I really
anything
hope he
bad
does
for
find a
him.
place to live, and he really does,
Right. We don't want nothing bad. We wish him the best. We hope for success. We hope for, him to go into recovery, right? We're not bad people, but what we're saying too is Jeff has to protect himself, right? Jeff has to protect himself. And unfortunately, in a situation like this on TikTok, things happen, right? Things happen, but believe me, Nick is not going to be stranded. He has his supporters, he has his fans and his followers. He's good. Is it unfortunate with how it went down? Sure. But unfortunately, things came to light, and Jeff had every right to back out.
I understand. I just wish it would have made for sure he knew what he was getting into. I wish things were different, but
Communication.
I just as long as Nick got somewhere to go, it's all good. But it just sucks for all parties involved, I feel like.
People in the chat is saying that his mom's in here. So if you want to drop me,
I'll let you guys go. Thank you guys for letting me in. I wish no hate towards any of you guys. I wish the best for everyone, including Nick and Jeff. But I hope you guys have a good night.
Thank you, Joey.
Thank you.
Hi, Joey.
Jessica Rose, it's not about me being nice. It's about being truthful. We don't wish ill on anyone, but we're going to state facts, and we're going to also protect Jeff. So it's not about me being nice now. It's the same situation of I have brothers who unfortunately have an addiction, and I want nothing more than for them to get better, right? We want that for anyone. But unfortunately, people have to want to help themselves. So it's not being nice, it's being real, girl. It's just being real. We all wish Nick the best. No one doesn't. But in a situation like this, it's not Jeff's responsibility. That's the bottom line. That is the bottom
Exactly.
line.
So
So
they're
are we
saying that
really
his
gonna
mom
let
is.
his mother in here? Like,
First of all, if his mom isn't
That's
here,
up
why
to you,
isn't he
Jeff.
going to his
Jeff, if
mom?
you
No
want to,
offense,
that's up.
but I still, you can't be an
I think
enabler
he-
to an addict. You can't.
Right.
You
Right.
cannot be an enabler to an addict.
That's
They
up to
have to
you,
want to
Jeff.
get clean for themselves. And they got to do it for themselves. There's so many free places that they can go to get the help that they need.
Yes.
no, I
And you-
agree.
And you even as his mom, and you know, and I know what it's like to be a mom to someone that has drug problems. I get that, but you need to let people hit rock bottom, and absolute rock bottom, before they can see for themselves that they need to get help, because you can love someone to death.
Right.
Yeah, you sure the hell can.
That is true.
That's what I did. And it
That's so
sucks.
sad.
And it sucks. My husband was sober for 30 days. 30 days. And he was living in Atlanta, and I live here in Chicago. And I loved him so much that I ended up losing my job of 20 years in the healthcare field, from going back and forth to try to save him from overdosing, or from trying to commit, or from stealing, or from whatever. Those last 30 days when he came to Chicago to come live and to say that he was clean, he went back to go visit his father, and he went with his ex, who is a year older than me, and took my identification and opened up and got a loan from a bank for $300,000 because his ex-girlfriend's daughter works at the bank, and she forged my name, and they got the loan. And when he came back to Chicago, I got an alert on it. And within 2 days of me fighting with him and still giving him all the love and forgiving him and telling him we'll take care of it, he ended up committing because he was so guilty and so psychotic from the meth, because he went into extreme psychosis. The amount of love that I gave this individual, and now mind you, it's been 4 years since he's been gone. It'll be 5 in February. But the amount of trauma that I've went through, my niece is a recovering addict. I have my niece's daughter that I just adopted, literally 6 months after my husband passed, for me to save this little girl that I have in my room right now sleeping. You can't. There's not. And if his mom is in here, you know, I pray for her. I pray for her because I don't know what it's like to lose a child. I don't. But I do know what it's like to lose so many people to not only gang violence, but to drugs.
Yeah, Nick, Jeff, I think Nick's mom's name is Mama C. She's in the boxes waiting.
So you guys want to deal with her?
Let's go.
Yeah,
Round 3.
bring her
Ding, ding,
up.
ding.
Only if you want, Jeff.
I can
Alright.
drop
That's
it.
up to you,
I can drop
Jeff.
it.
That's up to
Yeah.
you.
Hey, Mama C, MC.
You gotta unmute yourself, Mama. Mama C.
No, I'm sorry. I don't know why people kept saying I was Nick's mom in the chat. I'm not. I'm
Oh.
3 years old. I have a 2-year-old son. I've been listening to this
Bad
for the past
chat.
like hour.
Bad chat.
So yeah, I've been watching Nick and Mariah for almost 2.5 years, probably longer than that, honestly. And I seriously do believe that Jeff dodged a bullet on this whole situation.
Amen.
Because not only can he not keep a job, he cannot stay off drugs, he cannot stop begging people for money on the internet. He can't stop playing victim. Okay, as a grown-ass man that you quote-unquote seem to want to be, you should be going out and providing for your, significant other, whatever. And you just need to stop. Like,
Amen.
in my fucking opinion, and when that Gia girl was in here, I was getting so freaking livid.
Oh,
because
she's still here.
I do not care. She's probably punching the air right now, but like, it is
No,
fine.
she's just mass reporting us. That's all.
That is wild.
Right.
She was so mad. She was big mad.
So
for sure.
mad.
So like with all that being said, like I just want to know how Jeff is feeling because like everybody else has been talking and he's kind of like sitting here and to me he looks anxious, like he's like stressed out.
Well, I mean, it is a very.
Super not comfortable.
I mean, at one time, I have PTSD and from the Marine Corps and stuff, and being a cop. But, I mean, a huge part of me is thankful. A huge part of me feels stupid, and a huge part of me just
feels bad.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, all three of those are like human emotions, but the part where you said like you feel stupid, I think we've all hit that point at some point in our lives, right? Like I'm sure everybody in this little group right here can say, hey, you know, I did something and I felt freaking stupid for it, right?
Absolutely.
And the next part about you saying, you know,